Hi, Peter Charles here of Hooked for Life Fly Fishing. And today we're going to tie a nymph called the Halfback. And this is going to be the first nymph I'm going to tie in my nymph series. If you've been checking some of the others out, I've been doing Euro nymphs. These are going to be regular nymphs without the heavy tungsten bead. I might throw a light bead in there, a bit of lead, but these are primarily lighter nymphs that would normally be used under an indicator with split shot. So the halfback is an interesting pattern. It uses a lot of peacock herl, and that's kind of one of my favorite materials. So let's get going and looking at the material. Our hook is a size 14 in a trout long. A little something different for thread. I'm going to be using this size 14 olive. The pattern calls for 6/0, but that produces a large head on a fly this small. So if you can get away with a finer thread, use it by all means. The tail and the throat is going to be brown hackle. And the tips for the wings are going to be made out of brown dyed mallard. So let's get started here. Bring your thread back to the hook point. Now for the tail, and this tail is not long, so give yourself just a little bit of material there to go past the hook. There we go. Cut off the excess. Now for our peacock herl, we tie it in by the base rather than the tip. I'm using 2 strands. If you tie it in by the tip, it's awful weak. Now we just advance our thread forward. I'm keeping those tag ends underneath the thread just to even up the body. If you've not tied peacock herl bodies before, I do have a video on doing a dubbing loop technique to add strength to the peacock herl. I'm not going to use that method today. I'm just going to wind it straight on. But that method is an option for you if you want to add additional strength to your peacock herl bodies. There we go. Okay, now we tie on our throat. Just as for the tail, it's not long. What I like to do with this when I'm tying in a throat like this, tie it in long. And then just pull it into position. There we go. And now we're just going to use a little bit of the mallard. Take a few barbs from close to the tip of the feather where they are more noticeably barred. And we're just going to tie in just the tips. And just pull that into position. They're quite short. It's just almost just like a little hint of them. Now finish up the head. Make sure nothing is moved. And whip finish. Okay, there's the halfback nymph. I think it'd be quite a useful nymph when you are trying to fish a run that may have seen a lot of pressure, a lot of guys going through there with pheasant tails and gold-ribbed hare's ears and other common patterns. Throwing something like this in, especially with the peacock herl, I think might be the ticket on those heavily pressured waters. Now I kept this one rather sparse. You can dress it up a little bit more if you want, make it a little thicker. Make the hackle and the wing a little heavier if you want. That's your choice. I prefer to keep these a little on the thin side. But there you go. The halfback, I think, should be an effective pattern. Cheers.